Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. In the last episode, we finished off Chapter 1, and today we will be taking our first steps in Chapter 2. Let us begin.
What's this?
A gift from our humble establishment. Though it may not look like much, it should help you to break the ice with those you meet.
Queen's blood?
Alright, so we've got our Queen's Blood starter deck. So Queen's Blood is a optional card game that can be played with various NPCs throughout Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So you can find other players symbolized by the Queen's Blood icon around the world and challenge them to matches. Should you win, they will often give you new cards to add to your collection. Defeating players will also give you the opportunity to fight other opponents in different towns. You can also build and edit decks by selecting card decks from the main menu. So it's going to offer us a tutorial on Queen's Blood, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so each player takes turns placing a card on the board in one of three lanes that span from left to right. So first try placing a card on one of the highlighted tiles adorned with an emerald pawn. So on the left side, that is those are our tiles that we start out with, and on the right side that is our opponent. On the bottom here are the cards that we currently have in our hand. You always have 5 cards in your hand at all times. Once we use a card, another card from our deck will be randomly placed in our hand. So let's start by using this Gargantuar card and placing it onto one of these tiles. I'm going to place it on the middle tile here. Power and position. So once a card is placed, its power is added to your lane total. New positions will also be added to the board, which are tiles with emerald pawns upon which you can place cards. The yellow number in the top right corner of a card is its power, while the positions a card will add to the board are indicated by the yellow squares in the graphic at the bottom. So the opponent is now going to place their card. We take turns back and forth. Overlap tiles. So next place a card so that one of its yellow tiles overlaps with one of your existing positions. So at our cards on the bottom, you can see that it shows a number of squares. So the white square is the starting position of that card, and then the yellow squares are the tiles that will be taken over by that card once you place it. That'll expand your territory. So let's place this Leprechaun card down. So if you place it in the top left tile here, you can see that that one pawn tile to the right of it now becomes 2 pawns. So if you overlap tiles, it'll increase the number of pawns associated with that tile, which lets you place stronger cards, or cards that require more pawns. This is going to tell us about position ranks. So when one of your card's position tiles overlaps with the position you control, the position rises in rank. As there are 2 pawns on that tile now, that position is now rank 2. Cards can only be placed on positions equal to or greater than their rank, which is denoted by the number of pawns in the top left corner of the card. Thus, in order to play more powerful cards, you will have to raise the rank of your positions. Alright, so now that we have a tile that has 2 pawns, we can now place a card that has a 2-pawn rank on it. So we can now place this Riot Trooper, for example, into that tile that now has 2 pawns. When one of your card's positions overlaps with one of your opponents, you claim that position as yours. Note, however, that claiming a position will not raise its rank. Alright. So the general strategy I like to use here, one sec here. So board and card breakdown, you can keep track of who is winning a lane by looking at the point totals on each side of the board. The numbers on the left represent your power, while ones on the right represent your opponents. You may notice that some cards have tiles with red borders. These are the tiles that are affected by the card's ability. Place cards effectively to make the most out of their abilities and amass more power in more lanes than your opponent. In the event you cannot place a card, you can pass with the triangle button. When both players pass consecutively, the game will end. Alright, so the general strategy I like to use for Queen's Blood is sort of playing a game of tic-tac-toe. So I like to, usually I'll start by trying to take one of the corners, and then I will counter what the opponent is doing. So if they place a card in the middle lane, I'll counter by placing my own card in the middle lane. And the trick is to kind of goad them into taking up territory in that central tile, and then taking over that territory with your own card in order to block them in that lane, which is going to increase your chances of scoring a higher point score in that lane and winning the match. So I'll do an example here. I'm going to take over that middle tile in the central lane by placing my Leprechaun card right here in this position. So now I've taken over that middle tile. I've blocked the opponent from proceeding further. And now I can focus on taking up more territory in the bottom. I don't want to do so quite yet. If I were to, say I were to place this security officer down in the bottom, I would take over territory directly to the right of that security officer, but then the opponent could place a card in that second tile in the bottom lane and block me from proceeding any further. So I want the opponent to do that first before I make my next move. However, I could, as an example, put my security officer here, and then even if the opponent places a card in that second tile, I can still gain that territory back by placing a card in my own second tile in the bottom lane. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place my... actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I need a stronger card to win that second lane. So I'm actually going to place this Grassland Wolf in the top, just to finish off that top lane. So I've won the top lane since my point total is 7, the opponent's is 3. That top lane belongs to me. So the opponent still hasn't placed a card in that second tile, but that's no problem. I'm just going to place... I'm actually going to place the Crystalline Crab down here. Crystalline Crab, it has a special ability. So if you look at the card itself, you can see that there's a red tile. So any card that lands on that red tile, it's going to have its power raised by 2. So you can see the special ability down below in the white text. So Crystalline Crab raises the power of allied cards on affected tiles by 2 while this card is played. So if I place that card here, that's going to raise my Gargantuar by 2, and now I've tied things up in that middle lane. So I should be able to secure a win there. I'm going to use my security officer here to secure a win in lane 2 and block the opponent in the bottom lane. Alright. Now let's see if I can win the bottom lane. I might end up just tying it up, but we'll see. See what I can do here. I'm going to put a Grasslands Wolf here. Raise that tile to a 2-pawn rank. Awesome. And looks like I got an Alpha Dunk. So on the top right of that card, you can see that Alpha Dunk's power is 4. So that's going to raise my lane total by 4. So I'm going to place that Alpha Dunk there. Now I have 7 in lane 3. And I'm going to win this match with a full sweep. Alright, so the opponent can't move, I can't move anymore. So if we press triangle, that's going to pass and end the match. Alright, so this is going to tell us about scoring. Since the game is over, each player's score is tabulated. Only the player with the higher power in a lane has their power added to their score. In other words, no matter how high your power in a lane may be, if it is less than your opponent's power in the same lane, it will not count towards your score. After calculating the winner for each lane and adding their lane scores up, the player with the higher score total wins. So you can see I had the higher score total on the top lane, so I win the top, I win the second lane, and I win the third lane with a full sweep, 20-0. So in conclusion, you can add more cards to your collection by winning them off other players or purchasing booster packs from shops, which is something we're going to do right off the bat here in Kalm. In your quest to amass more cards, you may even end up becoming the best player on the planet. And that's Queen's Blood in a nutshell. So right off the bat, there's going to be a few Queen's Blood players that we can challenge in Kalm, which we will do so momentarily. But first, let's head down and meet the innkeeper, Broden.
Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed
Good
by the
morning,
fall of
sir.
the Sector 7 plate, culminating in this unprecedented...
I must apologize for not
caused by a
introducing
massive
myself to you
tornado which
earlier.
swept through sectors
I'm
0,
Broden,
1, and
the
2.
owner of this inn.
After a briefing with
Your
Square Enix
companions have all stepped out.
Domino released a
Oh,
statement
but
declaring
Barret
the tornado
left a
to be,
message
quote,
he wanted me to pass
weather
along to you.
warfare,
You missed roll call,
purposefully
soldier boy. Luckily, you're on leave for the day. Don't waste it, though. Get your equipment checked ASAP. Sound advice?
Alright, so this is going to tell us a bit about outfitting the party. We already kind of went through this in the first chapter, but you can adjust your party's gear by accessing materia and equipment from the main menu.
Perhaps a trip to the arms dealer is in order?
Good idea.
By the way, Cloud, do you have any folios on you?
Yeah.
In that case, you might also want to pay a visit to Maghnata Books. They have stores all over, but the first official one was built here in Kalm, and their resident scholars are remarkably talented. If you want to unlock the true potential of your folios, you should go see them. The first customization is always free.
Alright, so Broden is going to suggest that we check out Maghnata Books to augment our folios and the arms dealer.
Rough day yesterday, huh? You've been waiting for me?
I've been waiting for a chance to thank you properly. Without your help, I'd still be in Hojo's clutches, trapped in that lab.
Was nothing.
Even so, I owe you a debt. Until it's paid, I'm going to accompany you. Oh, if you're getting your equipment checked, have them check mine while you're at it.
Sure thing. The Rook's got a backbone.
Alright, this is going to tell us about our party level. Overcoming challenges, helping people in need, and exploring the world will deepen your party's bonds, thereby increasing your party level. The higher this level, the more skill and abilities will be available in your folios. Alright, so once we go to Maghnata Books, it's going to tell us a bit about folios. And this is basically your typical action RPG skill tree. So this is where you can unlock new abilities, increase the stats of your characters by expanding nodes in that tree. And you'll unlock more sections of the tree by increasing your party level. Alright, so before we head over to Maghnata Books and the arms dealer, let's do a few things in Kalm first. So one thing we can do is talk to members of our party. So talking to them is going to give you a time-sensitive dialogue option. Choosing the best dialogue option is going to deepen your friendship with that character. So this is going to have implications throughout the story, and it's important for a special event later on. Throughout the game, I'm going to give you the best option for deepening that bond when these opportunities come up. Usually with the dialogue options, there's one option that's the best, one that is good, and then one that is bad. So I'm going to try and show you the best dialogue options for each character when they come up. So let's start by talking to Tifa here.
Morning.
Morning.
Everyone's kind of off doing their own thing.
I noticed.
Say, this tank remind you of anything?
So you want to answer the place I made that promise to you.
Yeah. The place I made that promise to you.
You remember the dress I wore? It was one of my favorites.
The light blue one? With a bit of green in there?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is going to tell us about the bonds of friendship. Cloud's actions affect his relationships with his allies, and the strength of these bonds can alter portions of the story. Press left bumper to view a comrade's feelings towards Cloud, as indicated by symbols such as a smiley face and a, we'll call it a really happy face. So head into the bar here. So here we're going to run into Barret.
Look who it is. You up already?
Drinking already?
No, sir. Not gonna have a drop till 7th Heaven's back up and running.
So you want to answer first one's on me.
First one's on me, okay?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Gotta remember to order some top shelf stuff in that case.
The administration also suspects the
Alright, now we can find a chest if we go up the stairs here,
into the matter.
to the right of the bar. Head over to the right here. There's going to be a back entrance, and down these steps we can open up this chest, and we will get 2 antidotes. Alright, so if we go up here, we can exit on the upper level of Kalm. Now I'm going to go across the bridge here, and this is going to take us to a back alley, and here we can find a item stealer that's going to sell us a couple booster packs for our Queen's Blood deck, which is going to help us get a little bit of an upper hand in those first few battles, Queen's Blood battles in Kalm. So she sells a variety of different items: potion, Phoenix Down, which will revive down party member, antidote, and cushions. So throughout the overworld, you'll find rest stops, but the rest stops are badly damaged, so you'll need to use cushions in order to rest at them and refill your HP and MP. She also sells some materia. We currently have one of each one except for steel, which I'm actually going to purchase 1 steel materia. And I also want to purchase these Queen's Blood booster packs. So we're going to purchase the Suppressive Strikers, as well as the Ruffians booster pack. Perfect. That's all we need to do here.
Thanks. Hope to see you again soon.
Alright, so just keep going through this way. And if you turn to the left here, go under this archway, down these steps at the end, and there is another chest. This one gives us a headband. So the headband is going to grant us immunity to sleep. So if we go to materia and equipment, if you press the right trigger, you can cycle between the different party members. I'm going to be mostly using Barret and Red 13 at the start, just because I like having Barret's ranged attacks, and Red 13 makes a good tank. He has a ability called Vengeance Mode. So when his Vengeance gauge builds up, you can press triangle to activate Vengeance Mode. And he has a special ability when in Vengeance Mode called Siphon Fang. So when you use it, it'll also refill Red 13's health as he does damage to the enemy, which makes him a good tank for some of those tougher battles. So I'm gonna put the headband here on Red 13, just for now. Awesome. And speaking of Red 13, let's go find him and have a little chat with him. So Red 13 should be at the entrance of Kalm. Also, if you ever need to catch your bearings, if you press the middle button, this will open up a map of the area so you can see your main scenarios icons there. You can also see where there are any Queen's Blood players and your current position. So if we head down the steps here, this will take us to the entrance of Kalm, and this is where we're going to find Red 13.
I take it our equipment is in order.
What are you doing here anyway?
Standing watch. One can never be too careful with Shinra.
So you want to answer, I knew I could count on you.
I knew I could count on you.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Alright, so now that we've talked to the party members here, we can go and challenge some of the Queen's Blood players. Oh, you know what? I forgot about Aerith. So if we head across the bridge here, find Aerith in front of Maghnata Books.
Finally decided to get up?
Yeah. So what you been doing?
Why, waiting for you, of course.
You have?
Got business with the bookstore? If so, I won't keep you. But if you're free afterwards, wanna climb the clock tower together?
Alright, so you want to answer, sure, let's.
Sure. Let's.
For real? Awesome! Since it was my idea, I'll go get the tickets. I'll meet you in front of the tower, okay?
Awesome. Alright, now we've talked to all of our party members and deepened our relationship with them. Now we can take on some of the Queen Blood players. I'm going to start with Ned. He's over here in the restaurant.
What do you want? Don't scare me like that! You don't want to play Queen's Blood, do you? I was hoping that... Oh, what am I thinking? You look like you'd murder me! Oh god, this is too much! I think I'm gonna throw up! Don't give me that look! It's perfectly healthy for adults to cry too, you know! People call me Crybaby Ned! Because the more tears I shed, the better I get in Queen's Blood! Please play around with me!
Alright, so let's challenge Ned and, maybe try to not go too hard on him. In the top left there, it shows us our current Queen's Blood rank. So we're currently Blood Servant, and also the promotion requirements to rank up. So currently we need to defeat 3 players to rank up to the next Queen's Blood level. We've got 3 players in Kalm that we can go up against, so we will rank up right at the beginning here once we take on these 3 players. Alright, let's get into our match with Ned. So this is going to tell us about enfeebling abilities. So we now own a card that can lower the power of or enfeeble other cards. When a card's power is reduced to 0, it is destroyed and the position it was occupying becomes empty again. There are also cards whose abilities activate only when they are destroyed or enfeebled. Therefore, sometimes it benefits you to use enfeeblement abilities on your own cards rather than your opponent's. Part of the fun of Queen's Blood is finding novel ways to win. Alright, so at the start here, this shows our current deck. We can edit our deck by pressing the triangle. And as we gain more cards, so if you have a lot of cards, you can actually create new decks as well, and you can cycle through them by using the right or left bumper. So you can create up to 6 different decks. So I'm going to go to Edit Deck. We're going to check out some of the new cards that we got from our booster packs. So we've got Mandragora, which is very similar, basically the exact same as the Leprechaun card that we currently have. We've got Flan, Riot Trooper, Grenadier, Toxarat, Quetzalcoatl, Zoo, Devil Rider, Magic Pot. So the way I like to play is I try to have most of the cards as 1-pawn cards, a little bit less 2-pawn, and then maybe just 1 or 2 3-pawn cards. The reason why is it's challenging to play 3-pawn cards, as you need to rank up those tiles to 3 pawns before they can be placed, whereas 1-pawn cards can be placed on any tile. 2-pawn and 2-pawn cards, of course, can be placed on 2-pawn tiles and up. It's good to have a close to equal mix of 1-pawn and 2-pawn, as 2-pawn cards do usually have more power, so you can gain more levels in those lanes, but I try to have a little bit more 1-pawn cards, just because they can be placed anywhere. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these cards and see if we want to switch some of them out. I think I'm going to switch the Flan out with one of the Grasslands Wolf. On the bottom there you can see the number of duplicates that you have. So I've got 2 Grasslands Wolves. So let's take one of those out and put the Flan there. See what that does for us. And then I'm also going to switch out one of my sweepers with a Quetzalcoatl. Kind of like the spread of territory that it takes. It takes territory diagonally to the right, as well as 2 spaces below. So it's kind of got a nice spread, so I feel like we can do some good stuff with that. Other than that, I think I'm going to leave the rest. I like the territory that a security officer takes up, so I want to have a couple of those. Queen Bee, I think I'm going to keep the 2 Queen Bees there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch out Queen Bee with the Grasslands Wolf. I just like the territory that Grasslands Wolf takes up a little bit better. And then I think I'm going to leave the rest for now and see how that does for us. Another thing to note, if you press the middle button, it'll tell you the abilities each card has. So, for example, Mandragora, when played, adds Mandragora minion to the hand. Grenadier, when played, lowers the power of enemy cards on affected tiles by 4. So just keep that in mind if you want to check out the different abilities each card has. So on the right side there, we can see that Ned is going to give us a Crystalline Crab when we beat him. And that Crystalline Crab, we played it in the tutorial, but that's going to raise the power of allied cards on affected tiles by 2 while this card is in play. So it's going to raise the allied card directly above it by 2 when it's played. Alright, to start the match, press start. So this is going to tell us a bit about taking a mulligan. So if you don't like some or any of the cards you have drawn, you can put them back in your deck and draw new ones. As you cannot play high rank cards right away, it's often a good idea to return them to your deck in hopes of gaining ones that will help you early on. Alright, so I'm going to mulligan this Quetzalcoatl to hopefully get another 1-pawn card, because the only cards we can play at the beginning are going to be 1-pawn cards. So let's mulligan the Quetzalcoatl, and then press triangle to start playing. Alright, so we did get another 2-pawn card, that's okay. So my strategy is, I usually like to try and secure a corner right off the bat, so I'm going to use the Leprechaun to take this top left corner. Alright, so our opponent's going to go into the second lane there, so now I'm going to play this kind of like tic-tac-toe, I'm going to place a card into the second lane myself. Let's do another Leprechaun. Ooh, actually, you know what? Because I have 2 pawns now in that tile, I can play my Mew. And I'm going to play this for its special ability. So it's going to raise the allied card directly below it by 1. Raise its power by 1. So I'm going to place my Mew there. Okay, this is looking good. That's what I was hoping for. So the opponent placed its Leprechaun there, taking up territory in the central tile. So now I'm going to secure that central tile and block the opponent from proceeding further in that lane. And I'm going to do that by placing my Leprechaun there. Okay, so it's placed one of its queen bees down in the bottom there. Interesting move. So the opponent has basically blocked itself from proceeding further in the bottom, so I'm going to start gaining some territory in the bottom lane now. I'm going to put my Grasslands Wolf here in this first tile position. Okay, so Ned used a Mew of his own to raise his power in lane 2. So he's currently winning lane 2, but we should be able to get back some points later on. So now I'm going to place... yeah, you know what? I'm going to place a Grasslands Wolf into that central tile there, just so that we can secure our win in lane 2. Alright. Now from here, I'm going to put a security officer down into the bottom lane here. So we've secured our win for lane 3. There's nothing more that our opponent can do down there. So our opponent has used its Crystalline Crab up in the top there. It's gained territory in the central tile, so I'm going to take that tile now for ourselves and block out our opponent there. Perfect. So it looks like we will defeat Ned with a full sweep. Alright, from here on out, it's just basically racking up the points. So let's do Queen Bee in the top there. So we'll win the top lane by with 4 points. We'll win the second lane with 5 points. Let's go in strong by placing Alpha Dunk on the 2-pawn tile here. Win the third lane with 8 points. Alright, now our opponent and I can't do anything else, so just gonna hold the triangle there to pass. So we won the top lane with 4, won the second lane with 5, and won the third lane with 8 for a full sweep, beating Ned 17-0. And we have now his Crystalline Crab card, so I'm probably going to add that to my deck.
I lost, but I feel a lot better after having a good cry. There's nothing like a game of Queen's Blood to relieve some stress. Speaking of, you look like you've got a lot weighing you down too. It's written all over your face. Trust me, crying does wonders. You really ought to try it.
Awesome, awesome. So we took down Ned, and now let's head up the stairs here where we'll find our next Queen's Blood challenger. So you can see the number above her head is now 2. That means she is a level 2 difficulty. So as we defeat each Queen's Blood player in Kalm, their difficulty will raise up for the next player. So after we defeat her, the next player will be level 3. Now this doesn't always happen. I believe it's just it just occurs for this first part here in Kalm. But I'm not 100% sure. It may happen in other towns where as you defeat more Queen's Blood players, the subsequent players' ranks will increase as well. But don't quote me on that. Alright, so let's take out this next player here, which is Nene.
Here. I'd say we got ourselves a contender. So how about it, pretty boy? You want to throw down? But first, let me introduce you to Nene, master ventriloquist. Now she ain't much of a talker, but give her a deck of cards and she'll wipe the floor with you so fast, it'll make your head spin. Ready to get your ass handed to you? Well, are ya?
Alright, so let's take on Nene here. And let's put in that Crystalline Crab into our deck. So I'm going to switch it out with the Flan. The Flan's a little bit of a difficult card because it takes territory behind it. So if you have, if you've acquired territory in the middle of a lane somehow, you can take territory behind it, but they're a little bit more tricky to play. So I'm going to delete the Flan. I'm going to swap in the Crystalline Crab. Because Crystalline Crab also has that ability where it's going to raise the power of the allied card above it by 2, which is great. Now the reward for beating Nene is a Cactuar card. I love this card personally. It raises the power of allied card on the affected tile 2 below it and to the right by 3 while this card is in play. Because I try to secure that top left corner right off the bat, this is a great card to have in your hand at the very beginning, because you're going to increase one of your allied cards in the bottom lane by 3 right off the bat. Perfect, so I think we're good to go, so let's press start and challenge Nene. Okay, I'm going to start by mulliganing, doing a mulligan on my Quetzalcoatl here and my Magic Pot. Try and get some more 1-pawn cards. Alright, so right off the bat we've got Crystalline Crab. So I could use that right off the bat to secure the bottom corner and raise power in the middle lane by 2, which I might actually do. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save it. I'm going to use my Leprechaun and take that top left corner. Do the same thing that I did in the other match there. Okay, so looks like he's gonna, or she's gonna start going into the middle lane there. So I'm gonna do the same thing, similar to what I did last time. I'm actually going to use my Quetzalcoatl, which is going to gain me some territory diagonally to the top right and bottom right. Oh shoot, you know what? That's I actually did not want to do that. Shoot. No, I can still recover this. I forgot that the Quetzalcoatl doesn't take territory directly to the right, which is what I actually wanted to do. But I was lucky enough that I got this J-Unit Sweeper. So if I put that there, that's going to gain me territory directly below and to the bottom right. So we're still good there, and we're going to block off our opponent in the middle lane. So that's good. Okay, interesting spot to place the Cactuar. For me, I would have placed it in the second tile on the top. But that's okay. From here... I'm going to start taking some territory in the bottom, I think. Yeah, or actually... No, you know what? I'm going to place a Grasslands Wolf right here in the middle. Raise that tile to a 2-pawn rank. Okay, Okay, interesting. Place the queen bee there. I'm going to place another Grasslands Wolf right down here in the bottom left. Alright, let's see what Nene's going to do next. Okay, so she's placed, so this is a pretty strong card. She's got a couple of those with a power of 4. So it looks like she may try to use both in the top there. So I got to watch out for that, as that could secure the top lane. But as long as I win the second and third lanes, I'll still win the match, so that'll be fine. Oh, and just one more thing too, if you ever need to restart the match, you can press start and select the second option to restart. Sometimes you make a mistake, or you just get a bad hand that kind of locks you out from the the strategy that you usually use to win. So sometimes a fresh start is what's needed. Okay, so from here I'm going to start taking some territory to the right. So I'm going to place my Crystalline Crab right over here. Just going to raise my points in the second lane, raise my power directly above for that Grasslands Wolf. Okay, yeah, so she did exactly what I thought she was going to do. She used both of those power 4 cards in the top lane, so she might win that top lane. That's okay. I'm going to place my Mew now into the middle here. Oh shoot, I made a mistake there again. I didn't actually want to do that. I wanted to take up the territory directly above. I should use my security officer in the middle, but that's okay. We'll still end up winning this. Yeah, so from here I'm just going to put my security officer in the bottom. That's going to secure my win for the bottom lane. I've got my second lane win secured, and we both can't do anything, so we'll just pass, and that's going to win the match for us. So Nene's going to get her 8 points from the top lane. I'll get 8 for the middle and 5 for the bottom, winning us a victory 13-8. And for that, we get the Cactuar card. So again, this raises the power of allied cards on affected tiles by 3 when this card is in play. Great card for securing the top left corner.
You can't win them all. Besides, what really matters is you were brave enough to take on a bona fide card shark like Pretty Boy here. Sometimes you gotta take the L if you're serious about upping your game. Listen, kid, you got what it takes to be a champ. I'd bet my bottom gill on it. Now why don't you show Blondie your appreciation for being such a good sport?
Thank you for playing cards with me, mister.
Alright. Perfect. So let's take on the last Queen's Blood player. You can find her by going back through the central plaza here. Go past these people dancing. You hop in the canal here and swim upwards. You can climb up here. And the last Queen's Blood player, Zahira, is surrounded by this wall of boxes that she's made. So we'll just make our way through there. Sorry about that.
Oh, excuse me. That was my barricade you just destroyed. Oh, come to admire the Bailey? It is something. Or maybe you're here to get your ass handed to you in a QB match. I'm Zahira. A pleasure. Just like Kalm's wall, I yield to no one, refusing to give a single inch to my opponents. Don't presume you'll emerge unscathed if you decide to go up against me, because you will wind up with more than just a few bruises.
Alright, so after we beat Zahira in a Queen's Blood match, we will be promoted to the next Queen's Blood rank, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so reward for beating Zahira is the Screamer. The card has no abilities and it's a 3-pawn but it does gain a lot of territory all around it, so can be good if you're looking to expand your territory easily. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the deck, make sure that I add in that Cactuar I just got from beating Nene. So let's take out, I'm going to take out one of my Grassland Wolves. I'm going to switch that out for Cactuar. Actually, you know what? Because the Cactuar is similar to the Leprechaun, I'm going to switch out the Leprechaun instead. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, and that should be good. Start the match. Perfect, so I'm going to mulligan this Mew here, and this Alpha Dunk. Perfect, so we did get one more 1-pawn card, and then a 2-pawn J-Unit Sweeper. Alright, I'm going to start by taking the bottom left corner with my Grasslands Wolf. Alright, so going for the middle again. So I'm going to put my Mew here, which is going to expand territory directly to the right and top right. And it's also going to increase my Grasslands Wolf by 1 power. Alright, so switching it up, now she's going to start expanding there into the top. I'm going to do the same thing, gain some territory in the top there. I'm actually going to put my Leprechaun. She may have a card that could gain territory to the top left, so I want to be careful about doing that. So I'm actually going to put the Leprechaun in the top left corner for now. Okay, so from here, I'm going to place, let's see here, I'm going to place my Grasslands Wolf just to close the gap a little bit on points in the middle row. That's going to hopefully block her from proceeding any more in that middle row. Okay. Alright, so from here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my Security Officer here in the middle, gain some territory on the top and bottom. Although that will tie up the middle row. I kind of want to see if I can find something a bit stronger to place in there. Yeah, for now, I think what I'll do I don't have too much of a choice. Yeah, that's fine. We'll tie up the middle row and then I'll win back the top and the bottom row in order to win the match. So if you tie a lane, neither opponent gets points for that lane. Alright, so from here, okay, that's nice, that's nice. Yeah, I can place my, yeah, I can place another Riot Trooper here. It's going to completely block off Zahira in that top lane. And she can't do anything more, so we're free to just rack up her points and secure a win for herself. So I'm going to put my Cactuar here. So in that middle tile in the bottom lane. That's going to increase our card by +3 once we place it there. So that's awesome. Got a lot of 2-pawn cards. I'm going to place a Queen Bee here. Actually, no, I'll save that for now. Maybe I'll get another one pawn card. That might be a little bit better. I'm going to place... That Mew would have been nice in the middle there, because then I would have won with a full sweep. I'm just going to place my Alpha Dunk here to be safe. So that's going to win the top lane there for me with 8 points. Alright. I'm going to place the Queen Bee here, secure the bottom lane with 7 points. See if I can get one more 1-pawn card. Awesome. I got the Crystalline Crab, and if you recall, the Crystalline Crab increases the power of the card directly above it by 2. So that's actually going to win me all 3 lanes. Awesome. Zahira can't do anything. I can't do anything more. So let's collect the points. 8 points in the top lane, 6 points in the middle lane, 8 points in the bottom lane for a win of 22-0. Awesome. And for that we get our Screamer card.
Impossible. How could someone break through my perfect defense? Who are you? Deep down, I always knew. I knew I couldn't stay holed up in here forever. Walls can keep people safe, but even the sturdiest ones eventually crumble. Right. Starting today, you will be my new wall, as it were. And I am going to enjoy watching you crumble.
Alright, so that increases our rank to Blood Peasant in Queen's Blood, and we also got the new Blood trophy for that. Alright, so now that we've taken on all the Queen's Blood players we can in this area, let's head into Maghnata Books and augment our Folios.
Hey there! Welcome to Maghnata Books. Oh, I take it this is your first visit to one of our stores. Well, customization can seem tricky to the uninitiated. It takes time and experience to get it right. But I think you'll pick it up quick enough. Let's give it a try.
Okay, so augmenting Folios. Spend skill points, or SP, at Maghnata Books locations and automats to augment your party's Folios, thus unlocking powers latent in your allies. So unlocking skill cores in a character's folio increases their stats or teaches them new abilities, including synergy abilities. So let's go through the tutorial on that. So if we select Cloud's folio, the orange skill cores can be unlocked by spending skill points or SP. Move the cursor over a skill core to see what it does. So let's move it to the skill core on the upper left. This displays the ability granted in SP cost. So this is for the Firework Blade synergy ability. Cloud uses Aerith's magic to unleash a ranged attack. We can see that the effect will increase our limit level. And then of course the partner that we can use the synergy ability with is Aerith. Alright, so now we can hold X to unlock that. As you unlock skill cores, adjacent cores become available in turn. You are free to choose which skill cores to unlock and when, adapting a character's strengths to suit your playstyle. Increasing the party level creates more skill cores, as was mentioned before. A character will earn SP when they level up or when they acquire manuscripts such as the Art of Swordplay. Unlocked skill cores can be reset at any time, and the SP spent will be returned, so feel free to experiment with different combinations. So that's great. So say you are playing with a couple party members for a while, and then you decide to switch things up later on and play with a couple different party members. If you want to retrace your steps and unlock certain synergy abilities and synergy skills that you can use with those new party members that you're playing with, you can go back and reset those skill cores and re-customize it as needed.
And that's about all we can do for now. But we haven't even skimmed the surface, believe you me. There's much more to this than meets the eye. It may not seem like it yet, but you'll see.
All right. So I'm gonna go. Oops. Wrong button there. I'm gonna go back and talk to this guy here, and we are going to use up the SP that we have currently to unlock some nodes. So with Cloud, because I'm going to be playing with Barret and Red 13 at the beginning, I'm actually going to reset the skill core. So I'm going to press triangle, press reset. The SP is going to be returned to me, and I'm going to unlock the synergy skill Range Blade. So this performs a ranged attack with your partner. Activate in sequence to trigger a 3-hit combo, can be used while airborne. And this can be used with Barret and Red 13. Since I'm going to be playing with them right off the bat, I'm going to be able to utilize this skill much more. Alright, so now let's go to Barret. So he's got a United Refocus synergy ability. So Barret and Red 13 own their focus, temporary 3-charge ATB gauge, and synergy skill Iron Defense. I'm going to pick the Iron Defense. So this one, you team up with your partner to take a strong defensive stance, and it can be used with all partners. So good for increasing defense. Tifa, there's the Synchrocyclone ability, special synergy ability, and then the Leaping Strikes synergy skill. So I'm going to unlock this synergy skill. So remember, synergy skills, you can use it anytime by pressing the block button and selecting the synergy skill that you want. That's going to help increase pressure on enemies. Synergy abilities are those special abilities that can be used once each character has a sufficient number of synergy bars available to use it. Alright, so Aerith, she's got Divine Punishment, which she can use with Tifa, a synergy ability, and then also Bodyguard. So I'm going to unlock Bodyguard. Aerith, she's a spellcaster, and usually if you have her in your party, she's kind of the designated healer as well, so it's good to keep her defended. Red 13, so there's a synergy ability Overfang. Barret sends Red 13 flying towards an enemy at high velocity, and that increases the limit level. And then also the synergy skill Wild Charge. So just to have a synergy ability available to us from the start, I'm going to unlock Overfang, and Red 13 can use that with Barret. Awesome, so that is all we can do right now for augmenting our folios. And the next place that Broden had mentioned to go visit is the arms dealer, so let's head over there now. We can head across the plaza, up these steps here, turn around, and the arms dealer is right through here.
How much is this? Welcome. Damn, that is quite the weapon you got there, mister. Seen plenty of action by the look of it. But saying that, it's still only a shadow of what it could be. With a little love, that baby'll sing. If you like, I could show you.
Alright, so this is going to tell us about upgrading our weapons. So adjust your weapon skill via upgrade weapons in the main menu. Raising your character's weapons level will unlock more of these skills, as well as stat boosts, allowing you to customize your party to suit your playstyle. Changing a character's weapon will not reset this level. Alright, so by accessing the latent power in your gear, you can set weapon skills to further enhance your abilities and attributes. So try augmenting the Buster Sword. So let's start the tutorial on that. From the upgrade weapon screen, you can enhance a weapon and see its stats. Here you can see your party's current equipment, their weapons level, and the amount of skill points SP needed to reach the next level. So we're going to select Cloud's Buster Sword. Weapons attribute and acquired skills are displayed here. Now we can try equipping a weapon skill by pressing triangle. The nodes in which you can equip skills are displayed here. So here we can see a list of available skills. So we've got weapon ability damage plus 5% and max HP plus 200. So we're going to select the ability damage plus 5. As you increase your weapon level, you will learn more skills and unlock more nodes in which to set them. In addition to the upgrade weapon screen, you can also tweak your skill loadout by going to the materia and equipment screen, selecting a character, and pressing the triangle Set Materia. If you prefer a more streamlined experience, you can opt to automatically allocate weapon skills. This can be done from the Auto Upgrade settings menu. So if we press Start, you can choose how to auto-optimize your weapon skills using the 3 available options, prioritizing attack, defense, or striking a balance between the 2. As you accrue more weapon skills and nodes, the game will continue to automatically adjust your loadout based on your upgrade settings, and for now this setting will be left on manual.
See? What I tell you? That girl is singing, and she's got the voice of an angel. Just make sure you take proper care of her, all right? Oh, and while you're here, check out what we got to offer.
Okay, so new weapons can be found in treasure chests during your travels, but should you happen to miss one, the local arms dealer will have it available to purchase. Many of these merchants even stock the latest armors and accessories, so be sure to check in often. Okay, so one important thing to note, if you go to buy, you can see that the merchant here is selling this sleek saber. Do not purchase it here, or save up and purchase it. Save your gil, because you will be getting this sleek saber pretty much right off the bat after you head out into the grasslands area outside of Kalm. So that tutorial is kind of a hint when it mentions that you'll find weapons in chests throughout the game, but if you miss it, you can purchase it from the arms dealer. You will find this weapon basically right off the bat. So the arms dealer also has some armor here, like the Hunter's Bangle, which is pretty good. One to have right off the bat, bone bracelet, and then also some accessories like the Power Wrist Guard's bulletproof vest, earrings, talisman, revival earrings. This is a nice item to have, especially for harder bosses. Just having a few of these. It grants auto life at the start of battle, but breaks upon use. So basically, if you don't want to go through the trouble of having to use a Phoenix down to revive your party member, you can equip your party members with the revival earrings, and then if they fall in battle, they'll automatically be revived, but it will break upon use.
You take care of that weapon now.
Awesome. So in terms of weapon abilities, each weapon comes with a distinct ability which can be used when the weapon is equipped. Using this ability repeatedly or meeting its proficiency bonus conditions will increase your proficiency. Max out this proficiency to use said ability even when you do not have its corresponding weapon equipped. And you can check an ability's proficiency bonus via materia and equipment in the main menu. So as an example, if we go back and talk to the weapons vendor, the Sleek Saber, its weapons ability Firebolt Blade is listed right below, and the proficiency bonus is exploiting an enemy's weakness. So as you exploit weaknesses while using the Sleek Saber, you'll increase that weapon's proficiency, as well as using the Firebolt Blade.
Hope to see you again.
Alright, so if we go into our start menu here and go to materia and equipment, if we go to cloud, underneath the materia for your armor, you can see that you have your weapon ability there. So if you want to quickly change out your weapon ability, you can also go to materia and equipment, press triangle, and then change out your weapon ability from there. So I'm going to go over to Barret here, since we're going to be using Barret in Red 13. I'm going to set some of the materia that I'm going to be using, as well as the weapon abilities. So let's set Barret's weapon ability. So he's got Unflinching Overcharge, which makes it harder to be interrupted while using Overcharge, and also max HP plus 200. Unflinching Overcharge is nice, but I'm actually going to do the max HP plus 200. Barret becomes a real tank if you emphasize HP gain on him. So I'm going to do that right off the bat. And then over here, this is your summoning materia slot. So right now we have Chocobo and Moogle equipped to Cloud, Ifrit equipped to Red 13, and Shiva equipped to Aerith. Since I'm going to be using Barret instead of Aerith right off the bat, I'm going to equip her Shiva materia to Barret. I'm going to leave Tifa and Aerith for now because I'm probably not going to use them for a little bit. We're going to go over to Red 13. Let's equip Red 13's weapon skill. So he's got Invigorating Vengeance, so restores HP when activating Vengeance mode, and then Enhanced Counter Spin, so increases counter spin potency. I'm going to do the Invigorating Vengeance. That way we can get that little bit of a health boost right before he enters Vengeance mode, and then we can increase our health gain by using the Siphon Fang ability while in the Vengeance mode. Alright, I'm going to set some materia here as well. So I want to try and have the ability to attack enemies with any element of magic. So Red 13 comes equipped with Poison materia. We're going to leave that there. I'm also going to equip Red 13 with some Ice materia that's currently equipped to Tifa, as well as the Wind materia currently equipped to Aerith. So now we can use Poison, Ice, and Wind with Red 13. We'll be able to use Lightning with Barret. And with Cloud, we'll be able to heal and use Fire materia, giving us a good range of attacks right off the bat. Perfect. So now that we've checked out Maghnata Books and the Weapons Dealer, we can go and meet up with Aerith for our date. So she's up these steps here right in front of the clock tower.
Cloud! Over here! Let's get started then, shall we?
Alright, we're just going to follow Aerith to the top. This kind of reminds me of when I was younger in high school. I went on a school trip to Italy, and I climbed up the clock tower in Florence, the one that you jump off in Assassin's Creed. This kind of reminds me of that.
I think Midgar's this away.
Should be, yeah.
Funny, isn't it? How small it looks?
It is far away.
So, did something happen between you and Tifa? Don't look so shocked. We're roommates, you know.
She say something?
Not about you two, no. Still, I can tell. I would have given anything to have a friend when I was growing up. Don't take her for granted.
Just
You know the drill! Fight these terrorists!
They're looking for us, aren't they?
Gotta be.
Alright, looks like Shinra has tracked us out to Kalm, so let's follow Aerith back down the clock tower and get the hell out of here.
isn't much time. We need to get back to the inn.
But
Don't worry about your friends. They're safe. Trust me. No violence, please. This town suffered enough.
come on.
Follow me.
Alright, let's follow Broden here. He's gonna lead us out of the chaos.
Not here.
We'll take the back road.
Hey, you! Seen anyone acting suspicious?
I heard about the reactor bombings in Midgard. That was you, wasn't it? It's okay. I'm on your side. Got a contact at HQ.
The one with Avalanche?
Not exactly.
Stop.
I'll keep the troopers occupied. While we're talking, you two go up and over.
Alright, so let's climb up this pillar to the left here. Get ourselves up on the catwalk. Sneak our way across.
We're searching for some fugitives.
Have you seen anyone suspicious?
Now that you mention it, I think I might have. Though perhaps it was just my imagination. Was it?
Oh, for the love of... Get out of here!
Wait. I know I saw some people who had a fugitive air about them. I can remember their faces.
Annoy someone else. Stop wasting our time.
Alright. Gotta keep crawling along the catwalk here for a little while.
They turn up yet? No, but we're still searching buildings. They'll search harder. We gotta find them.
Broden's gonna tell us the coast is clear. We can slide our way down this pole at the end.
That went well. The inn's not much further, but stay on your toes.
Where are they?
Down below, waiting for you. The tunnel in the basement will take you outside of town. Leave now, and they won't catch you. Head to the east. A friend of mine runs a farm out there. He'd be happy to help you. Also, take this. It's a transmuter. Converts raw materials into more practical items. A Republic antique, but it still works. You'll get more use out of it than me.
Why are you doing this? Could have just turned us in.
Yeah, I could have. But this town and I have a history with Shinra. Who knows? Maybe this'll turn out to be the worst decision I've ever made. So before I change my mind, you'd better get going.
Alright. So Broden has given us a transmuter. So from the item transmuter screen in the main menu, you can convert raw materials into practical items such as consumables, equipment, accessories, and more. To expand your transmutation options, collect transmuter chips throughout the world or improve your craftsmanship. Alright, so this is going to give us a tutorial on transmutation. You can now transmute items and armor. Using the materials from Broden, try creating a potion. So open the item transmuter menu. The currently transmutable items are listed here. Increasing your craftsmanship and acquiring transmuter chips will expand the range of items you can create. These are the materials and necessary amounts for the selected item. Here you can see the requirements for transmuting a potion. Transmuting an item for the first time grants experience, which increases your craftsmanship. Be sure to create new items whenever you get the chance. Transmute a potion by selecting it from the list and holding X. So let's do that right now. So you can see we gain 10 transmutation experience from that. Through transmutation, you can keep your supplies topped up without needing to buy items from vendors. Materials can be found out in the field or in chests and gained through combat. There are also items that can only be obtained via transmutation. Awesome. So if we go back to the transmutation menu here, go to our item transmuter. Right now we can't transmute any more items, but as we go out into the grasslands in the next area, we'll find materials that we'll be able to use to transmute some of these items. Right now we've got potion, antidote, and smelling salts that we're able to craft at our current level. Once we increase to craftsmanship level 2, we'll be able to craft Mist Potion, Phoenix Draft, and Echo Mist. As we increase our craftsmanship level, more items will become available, as well as armor and accessories that we can craft, and even certain key items for side quests and things like that. So always good to check back occasionally as you're getting more materials throughout the world to see if there's anything that you can craft. Also keep an eye on how many items you have, or how many materials you have rather. You can carry up to 99, but once you hit 99, you won't keep any more that you pick up. So it's good if you're at 99 for material, go into your item transmuter and try and use up some of those materials so that they don't go to waste. Alright, let's head down this ladder into the air raid shelter.
Oh, you made it. All in one piece? Sorry we're late.
For the love of... Where the hell have you two been?
On a date. Kind of. What?
Well, that was the last one. At least till things calm down. Got that? Now, let's move.
All right, so let's get out of here. Make our way through the air raid shelter. Just wait for Barret to go.
Where to now?
Where there's a draft. This way.
Looks like a job for me.
All right, before following the others through, make sure to open up this chest here. You'll get 3 sprigs of laurel, which are transmutation materials.
Just look at it all. It's so green. A living, breathing planet. Even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
Guess I still have a lot to learn.
What do you want to know?
For starters, how do we cross these plains?
Come on now, that's easy. The same way you get anywhere. Pick a direction and start walking. Left, go left, right.
I guess we won't be coming back anytime soon.
Guess not. Let's go.
And there it was, the first step on our new journey. You coming?
Yeah.
Of course we are. Right.
Follow me.
All right, let's get this show on the road, people.
Alright, so choosing your party, adjust your battle party from the combat settings screen in the main menu. You can create up to 3 preset parties to swap between. While exploring the world, open the commands menu and press left bumper or right bumper to switch parties. Setting a destination, press the middle button to open the map and get your bearings. While story markers and discovery markers, the purple icons will be automatically added to the map. You can place your own pin by pressing in the right stick. For now, head to the farm Brodin spoke of as marked by the pin on the map. Alright. Awesome. So here we begin in the grasslands. First things first, I'm going to change up my party. So to change up your party, go to combat settings. You can set the party leader with triangle. So that is going to be the character you play as when you start a battle. I am going to press square to edit the party. I'm going to swap out Aerith with Barret for now. As I mentioned, I want to start out with Cloud, Red 13, and Barret. So if you press the middle button, you can check out the map. So we currently cannot go back into Kalm as it's currently being invaded by Shinra forces. So our next destination is this pin that's marked on our map, which is farm directly east of Kalm. As you explore the overworld, sections of the map will become clear. And later on, we'll learn about Remna Wave Towers, which are towers that we can activate to clear up large patches of the map and also reveal certain intel information. But I'll be talking about that more later on. And for now, I feel like this is a good place to leave off. We've done everything we can in Kalm for now. And next episode, we will start making our first steps into the grasslands. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a comment, like, or subscribe, and I will see you all next time.